So if we're now just with our comfy position of the feet, and that could be hip width, maybe even a little bit wider just to give us that initial stance. And then with the arms then at the side of the body, we like to turn our palms away from us, don't we? And that gives us that lovely width across the collarbone. Let's just take 5 steady breaths here. So we could lengthen through the spine, gaze ahead, and then let's just maybe even see a glimmer of that beautiful blue sky we've got out there, just maybe just in your peripheral, knowing that it's there. Beautiful frosty morning. Let's take that breath in through the nose. Let's fill up, maybe from the tummy, the waist, into the chest. And exhaling, just bringing ourselves to the mat. As we do that, multitasking, which I know we can we pick up our toes? So pick up our toes, spread them wide, inhaling wide. So we're spreading the toes, and now we're going to spread the fingers as well. So as we breathe wide and full into the body, we're spreading the toes, we're spreading the fingers, and we're widening across the chest. So really creating some space for the body here. Here's our last breath. Fingers spread, palms open, toes lifted. Breath filling up the back of the body as well as the front and the sides. And then as you exhale now, just let everything soften back to the centre of the body. And just notice that everything just coming lightly into the centre. When you're ready, our next inhale, take the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Don't worry if you're not going as high as the sky. And then bring the palms together and exhale the hands just to heart centre. I'll do that with you just twice more. So we can inhale, lengthen the arms up. Maybe only a little bit of the way, maybe we can stretch up, maybe those shoulders come with us. And then I'll exhale with the palms lightly together, bring the hands just to heart centre. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling, feeling the mat underneath you, the steady ground, the lengthening up through the spine. Then notice the warmth of your palms and your fingers as you bring your arms back or hands back to heart centre. Really well done. So let's add our gentle sun salutation to start. We're going to take those arms up on the inhale. Soften the elbows, and as you exhale, nod your chin as you bring your hands just to that little heart centre. So now we get that stretch through the back of the neck. When you're ready, your next exhale takes you down. So we're almost diving down through the fingertips and the crown of the head. Noticing the backs of the legs a little bit tight, softening the knees where we need. Having just a moment to rock back into the heels and then back forward into the toes. Again, just notice those toes spread, and maybe even just pick up those little pinkies, those little toes, and just spread them out a little bit. Then when you're ready and you're back in your central position, inhale as we rise all the way back to our mountain pose. One more, exactly the same. Settle yourself in your Tadasana, and then inhale, create length as you lift. Lengthen all the way up through both sides of the waist. Good, and then as we bring the hands down on the exhale, can we nod the chin and just settle with the hands just to heart centre. Take another breath in, turning the fingertips down towards the ground, and then leading with the hands as you tip forward into our forward fold, softening through the knees where we need. Well done. Go pausing again, and this time just noticing the weight even through both feet. Maybe even have a little bit of movement around. Notice the arches of your feet supporting you. And then when you're ready, inhale again. Rise all the way back to our mountain pose. Just waking up those legs. Coming all the way back, slowly to standing. Take an extra breath here, just while we know we're in that upright position. So let's add on now, so we'll get a little bit of flow going now. So inhaling up, and then this time we can soften through the knees. We could dive down, or we could take those arms wide and come into our swan dive down. What's going to feel better for your back? So that lovely dive down, absolutely great. Otherwise, our little swan. Let's extend the legs as we come into forward fold, exhaling. And then as we inhale, we sweep the hands all the way up to the knees and come to that lengthen back. So it gives us a really lovely chance to just stretch out into that flat back or lengthen back. And then your next exhale, whenever that happens, will fold all the way down to the mat, bending the knees now. Right knee goes all the way back, and we're going to find our kneeling position. And then the left leg can scoot back to join. It doesn't matter if that's taken a few goes to do. With the hands under the shoulders and the knees under the hips, we're going to take a couple of barrel rolls. So just easing over to one side and then round, that's it. And then we'll do the same for the other side. So just when you're ready, a couple each side would be great. If you've done 3 each side, that's a bonus as well, isn't it? Now head back to your central position and inhale as you round into cat pose. We'll take an exhale to lengthen all the way back to the centre. And then our next inhale can bring us into cow pose. And that's just going to be fairly small. So maybe just the sit bones up, the chest forward. Again, a little bit of movement around, quite nice. And then let's come back to our long back. We're going to tuck the toes, go steadily for our downward facing dog. We can exhale our way up. And we can take 4 little pedals, bending the right knee, bending the left knee, and not worrying too much where we are just at this moment. Yeah, we'll do that one more time each side. And then we can walk ourselves back towards the centre of the mat, maybe leave the hands off the ground, or leave them on the ground if that feels better, and then inhale our way back to mountain pose. Exhale when you're there, take an extra moment, exactly the same one more time. Inhale the arms up. Good, again we could exhale, forward fold with the bent knee or the straighter leg, or we could take that lovely dive down. So what's going to feel better for you? I'm just going to carry on diving down there. Forward fold on the next exhale. And maybe we can straighten the legs, or maybe we're still working with that lovely knee bend position. And then when you're ready, hands to the knees and lengthen. Now maybe just take a moment to have a look at your back position here again. So we're really finding that tabletop, just like we were before we came into our cat. So we can send the sit bones back, we can send the crown of the head forward. Yeah, and then notice if you add a little bit of tummy strength, the back actually feels really strong, and you can still lengthen out into that whole back body. We'll fold again, exhaling down, and now this time our left leg, can exhale back towards the back edge of the mat. See if we can pull the right leg back to join it. Don't worry if you need to take a few moments there. Settle the hands, and then this time we'll go straight into cat. Inhaling as we round through the back, firm up the hands this time, and we're going to exhale through to our cow pose, tailbone high. Double check your hands are under your shoulders and your knees aren't too far back. Yeah, so double check that for me. Yeah, and then when you're ready, come back to your long back. Retuck the toes, take a breath in, and on the exhale, pull yourself all the way up and back. This time, let your ears hang between the inner, not hang, but be between the inner elbows, and then pedal again, left to right, purposely. Inhale and exhale, 4. 3, pressing the heel down towards the ground each time, getting that lovely pedal through to get that extra stretch into the back of the legs. And then we can bend the knees and tiptoe all the way back to the front edge of the mat. Let's fold again. See if we can get a little bit deeper into that fold. Again, see if we can add in a little bit of abdominal tone to bring ourselves further forward over the thighs. So it gives us that extra little bit of space. The top of the thighs there. And then again, we can soften through the knees and inhale our way back to our mountain pose. Okay, so 4 rounds in total. 4 rounds in total. So we lead with the right, then we lead with the left. Then we lead with the right and we lead with the left. So you know the drill. We're going to add in a low lunge as we go again. So 4 rounds, just so you know where we're going. If you need to take a break, you could do 2 and then, maybe do an extra little stretch somewhere where you need it. So we'll go inhaling up. Come with me. Good. Again, we'll see if we can see a little bit of the sun, a little bit of sunshine. Diving down, so we can bring the hands down, or we can do our forward fold, our swan dive down. Let the head hang. Inhale, hands to shins. Lengthen out through the spine. Exhale, we'll fold. Good, when you're ready, with our feet in hip width, exhale the right leg all the way back. It's going to bring us into a low lunge. The back knee lowers down to the ground. Fingertips just by the left foot and bring your chest slightly further forward, so breastbone shining forward. That's it. Well done. So starting just to wake up those hips. When you're ready, the hands come down. Don't worry if the left foot needs to go to the left, or if you can, bring it all the way back to kneeling for me. Hands come slightly forward. We'll bring our body weight forward, lower ourselves down, ready for our cobra. Extend the legs, sweep the hands forward, and then either staying here or inhaling our way up to cobra. Yeah, so whichever feels good for you. Look ahead, or maybe even take a little gaze up to the ceiling, extend the legs. Exhale our way down, well done. When you've come down, just take a pause. Notice kind of how your back's feeling. Decide where you want to go now. Bring the hands back a little bit. And as you bring yourself up to 4-point kneeling, check your hands are slightly further forward of the knees, open the palms, tuck the toes. Exhale our way to downward facing dog, this time pulling the hips all the way up and back. Yes, beautiful. Lengthen now between the ears and the shoulders, and lengthen between the hips and the waist and the hips. So really lengthen out through the sides of the body. Both heels lower to the ground and both heels lift. 3 more times. Exhale the heels down, inhale the heels up. Do not worry if we're not getting too far on that, or we're not even doing that. Good, and then have a little look at the thumbs as we bend the knees. Take a little look at the right thumb for me, and bring your right foot all the way through to that right thumb, lowering the left knee down, exactly the same again. We're just on those fingertips, back toes tucked. Ease yourself forward. If it's better for you coming up, absolutely fine. And then when you're ready, exhale, lifting the back knee and bringing our left leg to join the right. Fold again. And then inhale, make your way up with those strong, sturdy legs, all the way back up to standing. Beautifully done. Take a breath. Take a breath, exactly the same, opposite side. Inhale the arms. Good. Are you diving down, or are you swan diving down? So we could come all the way down, rolling our way down, if that feels nice at the back this morning. Good. We fold again on an exhale, doing really well. Knee bend, absolutely fine. Inhale, hands to shins. We can pick up our gaze if we want to, or we can look down if it's better for the neck. We fold. Now our left leg takes that long stride back, finds our low lunge now. So the knee to the ground, fingertips in front and the chest lifts. See if you can pull your chest forward like we do with our cow pose. And then we're ready to come down. Sliding our right leg back, our hands are slightly further forward of our shoulder line, body weight comes forward, and we bring ourselves down to the mat. Slow, controlled. Slow and controlled. Hang on a minute, I didn't see that. And then the hands come forward, Sphinx pose or low cobra, or inhaling our way up into our full cobra. Watch those shoulders for me. Beautiful. Lengthen through the legs, get a little bit of energy now as we send the crown of the head up to the sky, and then exhale our way down. Again, we'll just take a moment just to rest on the mat. A reverse Shavasana, just have a breath. Quite nice just to stop. And then the hands come under the shoulders a little bit further back, and then we pull ourselves all the way up. Reassess now, hands slightly further forward of the shoulder, knees under the hips, tuck the toes, exhale our way back to downward facing dog. And this time we'll pick up both heels, option just to stay where you are. Exhale both heels over to the left. Can you ease those hips over to the left, and maybe even pull the left hip back a little bit towards the back edge of the mat. Notice the right side of the body as you take a breath into that right side. And then as you exhale, lift the heels and take them all the way over to the right side. Now remember, you might just be staying in your downward facing dog, so please don't worry if you don't want to add that extra little bit in. Good, inhale into the left side of the body, and then exhale our way back to the centre. Good, we'll bend the knees, look at the left thumb, and then we'll see if we can get the left foot towards the left thumb, and then scoot the right knee down straight away. Good, and then when you're gazing ahead, lifting the chest, lengthening out through the crown of the head. Wonderfully done, gang. Lifted, absolutely fine, isn't it? And then when you're ready, exhale our right leg to join the left. Inhale to round all the way back to our start. Exhale, find your mountain pose. 2 more rounds, stay with me. Inhale, arms up to the sky. You're doing beautifully again. Take your time. Exhale, forward fold, or you'll dive down. Straighter legs if you're feeling a little bit better. A little bit warmer, sorry. Exhale as we fold. Inhale, hands to shins, or maybe even just the fingertips on the tops of the feet. Now fold again. Good, right leg this time is going to take a long stride back, and we're going to find high lunge or crescent lunge. Now you've got the options here. The right ball of foot on the ground, and you're feeling quite confident in the legs, and you might decide, actually I'm going to stay with the runner's lunge for a single breath if you wanted, get that buoyancy in the legs, rounding up, press down through the left leg and round up, lifting the arms up to bring yourself to crescent lunge. A little bit cheeky there of me. Extend that back leg, single breath, inhale and exhale. Good, the hands come down either side of our left foot, shoulder width apart, and then this time we can stride back and we find our plank pose. Might need to just adjust the feet. Pop the knees down, and then we can exhale our way down. Chest comes down slowly if we can. Yeah, well done. And then hands scoot forward a little bit as we inhale, cobra pose. Well done. Good. Exhale as we lower ourselves down. Pause again just for a breath. Scoot the hands back. Bring yourself to your knees. Reassess the hand position, knee position. Exhale our way back to downward facing dog. Good. We're not staying. We come forward. Can we now? Right foot's going to either walk forward a little bit, or you're going to get that right foot and bring it forward, or maybe you can sweep it forward. Look at the back foot. Press the heel away from you. Decide if you want to stay in your runner's lunge, which is a valuable exercise. We don't need to do any more than that. Or we can firm up our right thigh, firm up the left foot, and then just start to creep our way up. Inhaling and exhaling. Yeah, good. Inhale the arms up. Are we using bits of furniture to help there? Good. Single breath. Extend the back leg. Really waking up the body, and then bring the hands down either side of that front foot. Now's the nice bit. So we can just tip forward and bring that back leg all the way through to the front. You'll be pleased to know, inhaling up, we've got one last round. You've got to do this one anyway now. So here we are, relax those arms. Here's our last round again, and we get to come down onto the mat. Good, so when you're ready, inhale the arms up. Yeah, inhaling up, good, loosen those shoulders. Good, exhale, swan dive down. Yeah, or our dive down with our hands going down, whichever feels better. So we come down towards the mat, and then again we might have the hands on the shins or the knees. We might try the fingertips maybe on the mat now, just in front of the toes. Exhale, fold. Let the crown of the head hang down towards the mat. Well done. Good, then when you're ready, have a look at that left foot. That left foot's going to go all the way back. Now don't worry if you come straight down into a low lunge, or you'll stay in your runner's lunge. Now firm up the right thigh, left foot. Start to inhale, lift yourself away slowly, so you're not going to get those wobbles. And then exhale, inhale the arms up, really well done. Extend that back leg. Yes, that back leg needs to be really firm and strong. Beautiful, push the heel a little bit away, wonderful. Scoop the tummy muscles in. I can see some of us just going into a little bit of a kind of back bend there, but we want to really think about power in the centre. And then we're ready, bringing the hands all the way down. Scoop the right leg all the way back to join the left. Plank pose for a single breath. Lower to the knees and exhale our way down. Inhale as we come up to cobra. We might even leave the hands where they are, or low cobra or sphinx. Exhale our way down. Bring the hands forward and just take a breath. Bring the hands back, roll through to the knees. Readjust the hands slightly further forward if we can. Tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Lift both heels for one. Press both heels down towards the mat. Good, and then we can lift both heels a little bit. Have a look to that left thumb. See if you can bring the left foot forward, and it might be that we need to just ease it forward. We might just stay in our low lunge. Look at the back foot. Is it far enough away we can extend the leg to have the heel over the ball of the foot? Spread out those toes again. firm up that left thigh for me, get a little bit of bouncy, bit of buoyancy, and then see if we can inhale steadily. Good, and then maybe exhaling, we're coming up, and inhale, we find our crescent lunge, arms come up, palms together, extend the back leg, beautiful. Bring the hands all the way down, you've done absolutely superbly. Good, fingertips to the mat, exhale the right leg to join the left. Good, soften through the knees, and then inhale to round. Exhale to find your mountain pose. You are absolutely brilliant. Now I think our legs are a little bit warmer, but we're just going to add heel toe your feet out towards the edge of the mat. So it's kind of pretty much the position we'd be in Malasana. So, you know, our little low position. We're not actually going there, but I want you to have that little turn out of the feet if you can for me. And when we come down, we've got 5 breaths. Yeah? So if you do 2 breaths, it's absolutely fine. Bring the hands to prayer, crown of the head up to the sky, and then sit back. Now, so I want the knees pretty much over the ankles, 5. Fire up the thighs, 4. Inhale and exhale a little bit deeper. So your knees are pretty much facing forward, but with a little turn out of the toes. Yeah. So rather than our wide squat, we're kind of here, aren't we? Last breath. Yeah. Feel those thighs. Well done. Good. And then when you're ready, exhale, push down through both feet and come all the way back to standing. Pause. Have a little shift around one more time. Good. Sit back. Back to our little Malasana. So if you dropped all the way down and brought the elbows in, you would be in your Malasana. We're just saying we're up in that kind of higher squat. Can we have a higher squat? I think we can have a higher squat. Last breath. I know. Yeah, exhale our way to standing. Good, and then release the arms. We're not going to do a third one. We'll bring our feet into parallel, so back into hip width. And we're going to roll ourselves down. All of us just going to take that roll down. So nod of the chin to chest, take a breath in. And then on the exhale, we'll roll ourselves steadily down. We'll just hang, we'll let the head go, we'll let the arms go. Good, and then we're going to take a bend of the knees. I'm going to see if we can step back just with the right foot or left foot, if that feels easier. So if you're pretty much right-handed, you might want to take the right foot back. And if you're left-handed, you might take the left, or vice versa, actually. It feels quite nice doing the left. So the shin comes down, and then we just roll back, just nice and slowly, just to come onto our bottoms. Well done. Low boat. So we're on those sit bones, we lift the feet. Yeah, just low. And we lift the heels so that they're in line with the knees. Then we've got our legs together. We've got a little bit of a lift of the chest, and we're just making sure we're hugging in that front body towards the back body. It's really tempting to push the tummy out. Reach the arms out, level with the shins for me, and gaze ahead, opening the chest. 5. Inhale, exhale, beautiful. 4. Inhale, exhale, 3. Squeeze a little bit on those inner thighs, maybe draw those heels together. 2. Notice that opening across the chest, the lift of the breastbone. And then as we pop the feet down, we can extend the legs and then just take either with the knees bent or the legs straight. Just tip yourself over the legs. Just kind of find any position that the body gets to. And then when you're ready, slowly on the inhale, bring ourselves all the way back to our start. Well done. Stay right on those sit bones for me. Can you bend your left knee, place your left foot onto the thigh, so our seated pigeon, so some of us might decide to go straight to the wall, straight to the floor, yeah? So bringing your left foot onto your right thigh, making sure that the ankle part of the foot is on the thigh. Fingertips head back, hands head back, sorry. And then when we're ready, we can bring the right foot to the ground and bring our hips a little bit closer to our right heel. Yeah, that's it. So can you just give me a little thumbs up if you've got anything in that buttock area? Yeah. Sorry, I've had to make you balance there on one hand. That's not very kind, is it? Just collapsed over to the side there. So we lift the chest, we lift our gaze. Let's take 3 solid breaths here, mindful of the left knee. mindful of neck and shoulders if we're up in this position. So, you know, we could end up being here. We're going to lift the chest, send our gaze forward, open that left knee a little bit towards the left if we can. Last breath coming up, inhaling. And exhaling, lifting the chest, lifting our gaze. Well done. Now, as we sit back just a little fraction further back, can we slide out the right leg and then slip that left leg to the outside edge of your thigh? Now, you're welcome to stay on the wall if you're on the wall and swap legs, and then you could do your seated twist separately if you wanted. So left foot is on the outside edge of our right thigh. We're flexing our right foot, drawing our right leg across the body, just finding a really good pull into the outer thigh if we can. Some of us like to use the back of the arm instead, so we could use the top of the arm or the forearm on our right side, our elbow, left hand behind us, and then we're looking over our left shoulder. Good, inhale, length, lovely twist. Exhale as we get a little bit deeper, looking over the shoulder, planting the left foot down, sending the left knee up to the sky, gorgeous. Good, one last breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Good, slowly unravel, maybe losing the right arm first. Good, and then bringing our left leg just to stretch out. Give the legs a little shake. Now we're still on that left leg. Could you bring your left foot to the inside of your right thigh? Yeah. So I'm with you there. So you just brought the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Now we're right on the sit bones. Again, we're going to flex the right foot. And it might be that we hinge forward from the hips and then find just that pull into the back of the right thigh by being in this position. Now, if we wanted, then we can reach forward, clasp hold of the sole of the right foot and bring the forehead down towards the right knee. Opening the left knee to the left. Any variation of that works for you. Inhale and exhale. So you can get the body a little bit closer to the thigh with a last breath here. Inhale and exhale. Both sit bones grounded to the mat, pressing through the right heel for me. And then when you're ready, inhaling our way back, slowly back to our start. Now as we release the left leg, bringing the knee up, we can give the legs a little shake out. And then we do the same to the other side. So you can bend the right knee, you might find the wall. Bring the right foot onto the left thigh. So this is where you could go onto your back, use the wall if you want for support. Take the hands behind us and then slide the left foot in and the bottom a little bit closer towards our heel on the left there. Just noticing that you want the ankle onto your thigh rather than kind of your foot somewhere on there. Yeah, so you can get the ankle onto the thigh. Even if the position is a little bit looser like I am now, we can still open that right knee to the right, can't we? Good, lift the chest, lift our gaze, 3 solid breaths, hoping to find it's quite a generous stretch into the right buttock and hip area. Take your time. You can come a little bit closer towards the heel. You can lift your chest a little bit more towards your right thigh. Last breath, doing really well. Just a chance to pause and enjoy. And then as you ease your way back, we could now slip the right foot over to the outside edge of our left thigh. The right knee's up to the ceiling. Find your sit bones, flex your left foot. Use your left arm to cup the leg in, or maybe even use the outside edge of the arm to draw that leg across. Yeah, so the back of the arm, the elbow. Now right fingertips are behind us. As we lift and lengthen through the spine, we can twist round to our right side. Yeah, really good. Keep that left foot flexed. Get a little bit longer up through the spine. Can you drop that right sit bone down? It's tempting to lift, isn't it? Exhale as we look over the shoulder. Take one last breath. Press through the left heel, send the right knee up to the sky. Exhale as we look over the shoulder one last time. Good, inhaling. And then as we exhale, slowly come back to our start. Then we can take our right foot, place the right foot to the inside edge of our left, open the knee to the side, take a little pivot forward from the hips. If we wanted, then we can ease forward, still opening the right knee to the right, if that's okay, or you could do your straight leg position if you wanted. Could you drop the right knee down, keep the sit bones level, inhale. Maybe take hold of the sole of the foot on our left side and draw the body a little closer towards the thigh. Maybe we can stretch out that left leg a little bit more. Single last breath, inhale. And exhale. When you're ready, release the foot if we have the foot, and then inhale our way gradually all the way back to our start. Unravel the right leg, and then we're going to sweep our way round onto our knees. So just pop yourself onto your knees, maybe even, having a different view of your mat's quite nice. Good, and then as we bring ourselves all the way up to kneeling, we might just want to grab our blanket or cushion, and we're just going to work into a little lizard pose together now. So we can then have cushion under the right knee. Don't worry if you've gone left. And then let's bring our left leg forward. So we do it just in a single breath. Should we try that? So breath in, kind of firm up yourself on the right side, and then exhale, bring that left foot forward. Yeah. So that's quite a nice little bit of practice to do as well at home if you wanted. Just really simple, just moving through that hip joint. Now we'll tuck the back toes. We'll take the left foot over to the left edge of your mat. So it might be that the outside edge of your left foot is pretty much level with your mat. And then the hips are square on to the front edge of the mat, and you can see your left leg's going off on a little bit of an angle there. Good. Now, absolutely fine to stay here. You'll already feel that opening up into the hip on the right side and maybe the inner thigh on the left. If we wanted, then we can bring the hands either side inside the left leg, so that your left hand, left arm is pretty much level with your left shin. Now, I'll just show you from here, just in case we've forgotten that one. So we've taken the left leg out a little bit more to the left. So now as we've got the left arm down, your left arm down, we're pretty much level with that forearm and shin area. Good, and then we're just easing a little bit further forward, double checking the knee feels comfortable on that left side. Yeah, well done. And any tightness, we're just going to take a step back a little bit, maybe just ease back and then see where we can get to again. It might be that we travel the right knee back just a little bit further. Good, and then some of us are like to come down. You can use your block, which is really handy. So if you've got your block, you can rest your forearms on your block. Yeah, you can go higher as well if you've got your block. That's a lovely position to be, again, quite restorative. And that those of us that have got a less tight body, we can come down to the forearms. Not easy. Yeah, so we just pop ourselves down to the forearms. Even down the hands, you could reach the hands slightly further forward. Budging the left shoulder in towards the left inner thigh, knee. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. One more breath. Well done. Now as we walk the hands back, we can slide the left leg in a little bit and then slide it all the way back. Bring the knees together, so close everything in, and then sit back into child pose. Reach the arms forward, reach out through the fingertips. Sit the heels a little bit further back. Sit the bottom back a little bit further to the heels. And then when you're ready, ease your way back up to 4-point kneeling. Let's leave the left knee on the cushion, the blanket, whatever you've got, your folded up mat. Let's see if we can bring that right leg forward in one. So again, firm up, maybe even tucking those left toes, so we can bring the right leg all the way forward. You didn't see me use the wall there, did you? So then we creep the right foot out towards the right edge of the mat. And then notice you might need to adapt for this side. If this side's a little bit tighter for you and the knee's a little bit tricky, you might decide just to stay up. If we wanted then, both hands come inside the right foot. And you notice that your right arm is pretty much level with your right shin. Yeah, lovely. Having the block is wonderful because that means we can enjoy that. We can have the fingertips on the block and maybe budge the shoulder towards the right knee. Yeah, and if not, we can bring our hands down and then bring our forearms down towards the mat. Opening the right knee a little bit to the right and finding, yes, the left hip thigh, but also finding that right inner thigh groin, and even the hamstrings as well. Good, 3 solid breaths. Well done. Yeah, I'm going to use the block on this side actually because it's a lot more comfy for me on this side to use the block, and then there's no stress. We're kind of feeling we can relax into it, can't we, if we're supported rather than struggling. Last breath. Well done. If we've got our block, we can put our block to one side, and then we can creep the foot in, and we can slide the leg all the way back. Again, bring the legs together, just to kind of close everything back in, and then we can sit our hips all the way back. Really well done, guys. Now from here, can you spin yourself all the way around again, stretch out the legs, reach forward, and then come all the way down to Shavasana. And once we get there, we'll bring our legs back together, just like we were a moment ago. Take the arms wide, with the legs together, exhale both legs over to the left. Good, leaving the right shoulder, both shoulders on the mat. And inhale the legs back to your start position. Good, exhale to the other side. And then come all the way back to our start. One more time each side. So head in the centre, keep the shoulders absolutely still. Ease your way over to the left. And then come all the way back on the next inhale. Here comes our last one. And knowing now as we go to our slightly more challenging position, we could stay with this absolutely fine. So it's reclining hand to foot. We're going to go from that kind of hip roll position if we wanted, with the legs high. So you decide, if you know it's better for your back, you could repeat what we've just done, which is a really valuable exercise. If we wanted, we can imprint the back, scoot the heels towards the bottom, and then inhale the legs all the way up to the ceiling. Now again, if you've got your block, you could even use your block between the knees. That's quite nice as well. You don't have to. Just gives you a little bit of something to focus on. Now, can we inhale, exhale both legs to the left, leaving your right shoulder on the mat. Now, see where you can go without, losing the breath, straining the body, letting the right shoulder lift. Good, and then exhale all the way back to the start. Good, can we inhale the legs over to the right side? So you're leaving your left shoulder, both shoulders on the mat, and you've taken the legs over to the side. Nothing wrong with the knees bent, nothing wrong with the feet on the ground. Then come back to your start. So knowing this is about the centre of the body in the first instance. Good, so this time we're going to go all the way over to our left side. Don't worry if you've gone right. So inhaling over, and then we bend the left knee to let the left leg lower down towards the mat. Leave your right shoulder on the ground, and then see if we can stretch the right leg towards the left hand. That's it. Now you could do the same on the ground. If we've rolled over to the left, you could now gently ease the right leg a little bit over to that left side. Good. See if we can keep the right shoulder, the right arm, the right back of hand on the ground. Can we lengthen through the spine so we haven't tipped the body all the way over to the left? And then inhale, start to bring the right leg all the way up. See how far we can get. And then exhale to bring the left leg to join it, stretching both legs back up to the sky. And then readjust the body where you need. Good, inhaling, travelling over to our right. Good, travelling as far as we can, leaving the left shoulder on the ground, and then see if we can bend the right knee now and allow the right leg to lower all the way down towards the ground. I'll just go the other way again one more time. And then we're reaching over with our left leg to see if we can get the left foot towards the right hand, leaving both shoulders on the mat, head in the centre. It might be that you're using your hands as support. You might have your block just to pop under your foot. Again, just take a pause there. Opening up into the hip and the outer thigh on your left side. And then when you're ready, start to lift your left leg, inhaling the left leg up. See where we can get to leaving the right leg down. And then see if we can draw the right leg inhaling and lengthen both legs all the way up to the sky. So now the lower back's on the mat, the arms are wide, in a T position is quite nice. Press both heels up towards the ceiling and stay. So I want you to feel your sacrum, now the lower back, the rest of the spine on the mat, and then look at those feet. Get some energy now all the way up through those heels. See if you can relax the toes, not easy. And now take both arms up to the ceiling, keeping the whole back in the same position, and exhale the arms over your head. Reach out through your fingertips, push up through the heels, and you might even create a tiny bit of space between the lower back and the mat. Take a breath in. I want 3, inhale. And exhale a little bit more energy all the way up through the legs. 2 more, exactly the same. Inhaling, feeling steady on the mat, reaching those arms back, exhaling. Good, and one last time, inhale. Not letting the shoulders lift or the back of the ribs, but maybe that lower back, there's a little pocket of air. And release the feet. Bend the knees. And then hug the knees in towards the chest. Separate your knees and circle your ankles. Right foot to the right, left foot to the right, a really generous circle. Ooh, and let's go the other way. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, when we've done that, we could then bring the legs in and just do a little point and flex, waking up that lower part of the body. Scoot the knees into chest, take a breath in. Nod your chin to chest. Settle your back on the mat. Good, then we can exhale our way up to sitting. Bring yourself to your block if you want it. Our little tailor pose, or our crossed legs. Good, inhale the arms up to the sky. Soften the shoulders, exhale, twist to the right. Take the left hand to the outside of the thigh, and then exhale again, look over the shoulder. Next inhale, let the arms release as they come all the way back up. This time look up. And exhale, twist to our opposite side. Right hand comes to the outside edge, left hand behind us, take an extra in. And then exhale, look over our left shoulder. Let the arms now release all the way back and just rest lightly on your knees or thighs or to the ground. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. Create that length through the spine, space between the hips and the ribs, ear to shoulders. Exhale, center. Inhale to the opposite side, we are there. And exhale, center. Inhale, nod your chin towards your chest. Exhale to the right side. Inhale through to the center. Take your time. And exhale to the opposite side. Bring your head back to the center and then really slowly, thinking of each of the cervical neck vertebrae, just gradually start to bring your head up. Bring the arms up, inhale. And exhale, let the hands just sit to the heart centre. Namaste. Well done.